Good morning from Alaska. We are walking to meet the group to go see the Jeff King Huskies. He is the most winningest musher. He's won the Iditarod before and some other big races, I think, too. So we're gonna go check out the Iditarod dogs. We're getting ready to board the bus to the Husky Homestead. They come and pick you up at the campground. There's a puppy! Leah! Leah, look! It's right there! What did you think? Hi, puppy! Okay, Caroline has gotten a puppy, a little husky puppy. Here's Francis with a puppy. No, we got there's Al with a puppy.
Does he look like me?
Sheila. Exactly. Here's the Teague family with a puppy. Jordan with a puppy. Look, his soft side. So this is the very first thing after you get off the bus. They give you a bunch of puppies. Kelsey has a puppy. What, is your puppy a boy or a girl? It's a boy. She's got a boy puppy.
I think I have a girl.
I think everybody's really enjoying this part so far. They also have photographers that come around and take your pictures for you. Do you love your puppy? Oh, there's his face, or his face. Can you see the face? Yeah. Mom's got a puppy back. Oh, a cell picture.
Imagine that.
Al's got another puppy. He's just hi. Cutie. Say hi, puppy. This is definitely a hit. Cute little one. Oh, look, he's got a very pretty stripe there. This guy is 5.5 weeks, and the little guys are about 3.5 weeks. Oh, it's okay. Oh, he's howling. He's howling with you, Heather. Here are some other puppies that are a little older, and they're playing in a wheel thing, like little hamsters. That's kind of cool. Mom wants to build one of these hamster wheel for our future puppy litters, so you can get on that, Dad. Here are some of the adult dogs.
Here a few times. Well, let's be honest about it. If you've done anything 29 years in a row, you're bound to get lucky and win once in a while. I'm not here to brag about me, folks. I'm here to brag about these very noisy, wound-up dogs this morning. You're visiting some of the very finest sled dogs in the entire world. We have a race record in sled dog sports which is virtually unmatched. I got
Listening to command. Now John comes around the corner, you may get to hear him holler out a verbal command. Chief means right, and hop means left. And whoa means stop. Range of the operation. I want you to know they're in a resting phase and all these dogs are rotated throughout the position through the duration of our race. Now Sean's going to disappear off into the woods. Relative calm has returned to the dog yard. They just all realize that they're not going out on this training run. We rotate those teams throughout the day. Any dog that didn't go this morning will go this afternoon or this evening. And that was a team of 7 dogs. At the start of the Iditarod, they're starting with twice that. So if you thought that was madness. But the dogs that do stay here with us, they're going to stay for the duration of their racing career, which is about 2 to 9 years of age. 3 to 6 being the prime years. But we've had outliers on both sides. Cyclone, who's Thunder's sister, she ran her first Iditarod at 18 months as a yearling. And we've had 9-year-old dogs on Jeff's winning Iditarod teams on 2 separate occasions. But typically around the ages of 7 to 9, this is when these dogs are going to start thinking about retirement. This is Lauren with Ruben. And they have quite the bond. Ruben never really grew out of that puppy cuddling phase. And Ruben likes to start her day on the right note, so she just picked up yoga. Time for her morning yoga session. This is the original downward dog position. They are calorie burning machines. During the summertime, we have them on a maintenance diet of about 2,000 calories, but as the temperature decreases, the mileage is going to increase, and we're going to be upping that caloric intake. By the time the Iditarod rolls around, they will be consuming upwards of 10,000 calories every 24 hours. For a dog that averages 50 pounds, that's like a 150-pound human eating 30,000 calories day after day. Come on, man, that was my next joke. One of our guest favorite ways to see the puppies get some exercise is going on over there in the puppy wheel. They pick right up to this. You don't really have to teach them much about it. As soon as they realize it goes in circles and they can run in it for as long as they want, they fall in love with it. It is patience. She's from the Virtues litter. Some of her litter mates are Charity, Valor, Justice, and Zeal. There was the dog team one last time. You're going to notice that they're a little wet. We run them through a couple ponds to cool them off in the summer months.
So that was the sled dog team that was running during our presentation.
Dog mushing in our state is recognized as our official state sport. It actually says that in the Alaska State Charter. The Iditarod is just one of hundreds of sled dog races here in the state. This happens to be the one I'm guessing you've heard about. And I'm guessing if you've ever heard of the Iditarod, I bet you heard there's a woman who won the race. Yeah. To find out that there's 2 women who have won the Iditarod, because I'm willing to bet most of you didn't know that. Almost nobody knows that Libby Riddles is the name of the first woman to win the Iditarod. Libby won in 1985. Then 86, 87, and 88, another woman, Susan Butcher, won 3 in a row. Made it 4 years in a row for the ladies. To the world, it just melted into that woman that won the Iditarod. There's 2 of them. The best-selling t-shirt in the state of Alaska in the late 80s read, Alaska, where men are men, and women win the Iditarod. My oldest daughter, Callie, completed the Iditarod when she was 18, making her one of the youngest people, male or female, to ever complete the entire event. We are animal trainers, first and foremost. Animal psychologists. We need veterinarian skills, woodsmanship skills, weather prediction skills. We need to be able to stay awake for 10 days in a row, play chess the whole time. It is exhausting, physical, demanding. It's certainly not easy, but it's not particularly athletic. I shipped out over 2,000 pounds of food and gear for my team alone in last year's Iditarod race. 2,000 pounds is a very typical amount of food and gear for just one team in the event. Last year there were 75 teams in the event. That's 150,000 pounds of dog food flown out onto the trail, cached along the way before the race ever begins. I'm going to make sure you understand we're not carrying everything we need to go the whole way in our sled. That's totally unrealistic. We follow a trail that's laid out and marked in advance of our departure each year. When you're ready to run the Iditarod for the first time, you have a very good chance finding your way in the first try. Navigation will be the very least of your problems. Race rules require that every dog in the event must first complete a physical exam, an orthopedic exam, a blood chemistry exam, and an EKG. I'm not joking, 1,100 dogs had EKGs before last year's Iditarod even started. 1,100! I've been in the race 29 years, they've never bothered to take my temperature. This sled's been in the Iditarod a couple times. Very similar to the ones my competitors use. I'm not going to bore you with details of how the sleds might differ. They're all about the same. This is the real deal. But I am going to take a minute to brag about the fact that I'm the one who redesigned a dog sled about 10 years ago. Redesigned the sled and moved the musher's weight closer to the center of the ski, putting some of the cargo behind the musher as well as in front. Traditionally, the musher I stood at the very back. All the cargo is out in front. This design change has dramatically improved weight distribution, steering, handling, and balance. Also provides the musher a place to sit down as we go up the trail. Sleds weigh about 50 pounds when they're empty. When the sled's loaded up and ready to go, it weighs about 150 pounds because there's about 100 pounds of stuff you don't want to send ahead in the bags. You want it on board with you. Stuff you don't want to be without, like an axe, snowshoes, repair kit, first aid kit, sleeping bag, fire starter, dry clothes, and this device here. Folks, I can turn ice and snow into boiling water with this contraption using methanol. The single biggest, single heaviest thing I carry in my dog sled is a big lunch pail full of dog food. And big as it is, this 40 pounds of dog food means about as much to my dog team as that ridiculous box lunch you got on the wildlife tour meant to you. It's a snack designed to keep you from complaining. 300 pounds total, musher sled and gear. 300 pounds. Now that's starting to sound like a lot of weight if the dogs had to carry it. But they don't have to carry it. They're sliding it on ice and snow on some of the highest tech plastics in the world. I'm not joking. A single dog would pull a 300-pound sled all day long. They wouldn't go very fast, but they could do it. 9 or 10 is the magic number. I got statistics foot deep to back me up on this. You could hook 100 dogs to the front of the sled. You won't go any faster, but you wouldn't make it impossible to stop. The number 14 was a totally arbitrarily selected number as the maximum number of dogs any team can enter. The race rules picked another totally arbitrary number of 5 as the minimum size our team can be. The most important part is the race rules say no dog who does not start the race in the very first day, the very first mile, can participate at all. There will be absolutely no substitutions. We kind of do. Because if you've got more than 9 or 10 dogs hooked to a 300-pound sled you're bringing the bench with you, it's the only reason you'd ever do such a thing. But I believe my dogs love me as much as they do because I'm pretty good at hanging on. I'm usually still with them when they get to wherever they're going. First thing my dogs do when they get to a checkpoint, you see them stop, pull up, turn around, go, oh good, Jeff made it. I am a caregiver to the dogs, folks. That's my job. That's all the musher's job. I have not won this race 4 times because I'm good at riding the sled. This is the easy part. Running alongside the sled during the race, which you very well may, there's only one good explanation, and it's a really good one. It means I'm freezing my tush off. Oh, here's a sample of the gear I wear right here. Folks, this race has been won by as little as 1 second separating first and second place after 1,100 miles on a dog sled. That's how most of us do it most of the time. Most of us are going to divide every 24-hour period into approximately 4 6-hour segments. We're going to let the dogs run about 6 hours at a time. While the dogs are running, I'll be riding. They run 6 hours, 10 miles an hour, that's 60 miles. In 60 miles, you're going to hit one of these checkpoints where you ship the food and gear. When you get to where you ship the food and gear, you're going to demand of your dogs that they rest, however long they just ran, because you're trying to maintain a 1-to-1 ratio of run to rest. First thing I do at a checkpoint when it's time to rest the dogs is to anchor them down to something they can't drag off. Then I'm going to run, get a bale of straw so the dogs lay down on. I shipped straw out before the race began with the dog's food. Once you get the dogs on straw, it's kind of like their blanket. They start to get the idea. Then you fill their belly full of warm food. Rub their feet. After running 6 hours, they love that. During an average 6-hour break that my dogs take, I work an average of 4.5 of those hours caring for the dogs, myself, and the equipment. The race rules prohibit me from having any help of any kind. From the moment I leave Anchorage to the moment I arrive in Nome, 1,100 miles later, no one's even supposed to touch those dogs but the race veterinarians. Folks, this is a very big deal. I'm the one that's going to melt ice and snow in this bucket and produce a gallon of water per dog per day. I'm the one that's going to make 10,000 calorie meals for each one of the dogs, put bedding down for them, inspect their feet, put the booties on and off, clean up after them, pack their lunch, feed them dinner, give them a rub down. This job is way more domestic than most people ever dreamed. I repeat, during an average 6-hour break that my dogs take, I work 4.5 of those hours. That leaves 90 minutes of the 6 hours the dogs will be resting for me to lay down. I generally take the 90 minutes I've allotted myself to lay down. Odds are good I'll spend it laying down on top of this sled like a piece of lawn furniture. I could go indoors for my 90 minutes if I wanted to. Sometimes I do. The dogs have rested 6 hours, they're ready to go again. Dogs run another 6 hours, I ride another 6 hours. Then I'll demand they rest 6 hours, in which I'll again work 4.5, again I'll sleep 90 minutes, and again they'll be ready to go. Guess what? Then they run 6 hours, I ride 6 hours. Then they're going to rest 6 hours, I'll work 4.5, sleep 90 minutes, they'll be ready to go again. Folks, we do this round the clock, day and night, light or dark. The reason this race is known to be so exhausting is we get very little sleep. My point is, it's not me running to Nome, folks, it's my dogs. But of the 12 hours a day that my dogs are typically not running, they generally sleep for 10 of those 12 hours, and they pretty much eat for the other 2.
During the Jeff King's talk, they allowed children, I think 12 and under, to have a puppy party, which they put them in a room with the 5.5-week-old puppies and let them run around and play with them. And Leah and Kelsey went, and they both really loved it, and that was a lot of fun. So we finished up at the Husky Homestead, and we are getting ready to board the bus back. What did you think, Mom?
It was fabulous. He was so entertaining. Very, very entertaining and very educational. It was great.
Yeah. Hi. What did you think, Sarah?
I thought it was good. He was very good. Very entertaining.
Left side, still on.
So,
yeah, he was a phenomenal
anybody
speaker,
look
I
at
thought.
our group picture?
I don't know.
Was it good?
I don't know.
And like any good tourist trap, there's also good merchandise. As we were getting off the bus, they give you this little postcard that has Jeff's autograph and some pictures of him and the sled dogs. So that's kind of nice. So this afternoon, we don't really have any group plans. So we're trying to figure out what we want to do. May go hiking, we may go on an excursion. But 6 o'clock is supposed to be dinner, and I was wrong last night. Last night dinner was just chicken. When we had salads and fruit and cheesecake, it was great.
Good.
But the reindeer sausage or hot dogs is tonight, which reindeer sausage is really just caribou. And then at 7:30, there's a ranger talk that I believe happens every night at the campground amphitheater. We are hiking on the McKinley Station Trail, which is from Riley Creek, our campground, to the visitor center. It's roughly about 1.5 miles. And out there is where the railroad would cross.
I think this is to protect you from if anything would have fallen.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's made, look, this is built with wooden pegs.
It's built with what? Oh, wooden pegs. So that's kind of neat. But it's mostly just trees so far. We're still trying to find the elusive moose, because we haven't seen one of them yet. Supposedly they're like deer up here in Alaska. Here's a better shot of the railroad. And there's also a river nearby too. We found a moose. It may be a fake one, but at least we found one. This is the visitor center inside. Has a little display. Oh. So not only did we find a moose, we also found a wolf. Okay, we are here waiting for the bus to take us on a helicopter tour to go see a glacier here in Denali. And we looked up on Wikipedia to find out there are 40 named glaciers in Denali and hundreds of unnamed glaciers. So we have no idea which one we'll be seeing, but we're taking a helicopter to a glacier. We'll be able to get out on the glacier and walk around on it, and then we get on a helicopter again and come back. Those are the helicopters out there. We're walking out to the helicopters. We play follow the leader. We got Sarah with her cool boots on. I got my cool boots on. The helicopter.
Yeah, when they turn the helicopter on to talk, you'll press that.
We're here on the Yander Glacier by a little stream going by here. See the helicopter? Wow. We made it, Sarah, to the Yander Glacier. I love the stream.
All this water you're seeing is ice melting as well as snow and high.
So this water is ice and snow melting. Crossing over the stream.
Snow right here. Snow. Sheet field of snow and then they fall through.
Oh, this snow right here, snow bridge is very dangerous. It's so pretty. So the only way to get to this glacier is to fly. Oh, we're gonna go check out something over here that our pilot slash tour guide, Cameron, found. Oh wow, that's so cool.
Glacier ice is really dense. And that's what gives it its blue color, is the density.
This is a nice day.
Yeah, I like days like today. You should have seen it about a week ago.
Wow.
Like you can think right about here, and you couldn't even see those ice falls.
So here's a little hole. It goes really far down in there. And it's super blue. This is so cool. So you're saying that it would take 10 to 12 hours for all this water to make it down to that big river we were flying over earlier. It's nuts. So what's cooler, Sarah? Being on the glacier or seeing the Marjorie Glacier? Being on the glacier is more fun. It's just nuts. So pretty. I like this type of snow and ice.
Start walking back here.
So cool. Look, it goes right down into there. Wow. So Cameron was saying that this is probably all granite, this rock here. Just like this. Getting it all loaded back up in the
You doing Orlando?
helicopter. I don't know if you can hear me or not because the helicopters are very loud, but they're getting ready to take off for the next group to go to the glaciers. There goes the first one. That's Cameron's. Wow, they produced a lot of wind taking off there. Went to the glacier in the helicopter ride, and both were really cool. It's definitely the trip highlight for me. It beat the baby caribou yesterday.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was it a trip highlight for you? You did more.
Yeah, we got to walk on the glacier, and then we got to see there was a rain storm over that direction. So we got to see a herd of caribou running down.
We estimate probably like 10 to 15 caribou we saw running in the snow, and our pilot slash tour guide told us that they were the smart caribou because when it's hot and stuff, then they can just lay down on the snow. So, and then when we got on the glacier, he landed right next to a stream, and we got to walk right by it, and then there was almost like a waterfall type stream coming down that he took us to.
Kind of stream that was running down where the water was melting. It was running down.
He said that he wouldn't stop at something like that if he had a group of kids with him, but since we were all adults, he thought we could handle it.
Be safe.
So I guess he had a lot of trust in us.
Yeah, it was really neat. I definitely recommend it if you're able to go to do it. It's worth it. It's a really cool way to see.
It's worth the money that you pay for it, so definitely a great experience. So most of the family's here getting ready for the ranger talk.
What?
Have an adult on each side.
Oh, well,
Carla's the only one who does an adult on both sides, is all.
Well, these lights have marveled, baffled, and intrigued people for thousands of years. In the past, the native people of the north, including Alaska, created myths and legends to try to explain these crazy lights dancing in the sky. You're going to try to create your own legend.
The unicorn Aurora is trying to defeat the zombies, and the people on Earth have to wear rainbow armor in case they're not defeated and come back to us.
Yay!
Yay!
So ours is the lights are your ancestors painting and showing you that everything's okay, showing you the light, showing you the way to a positive way to go.
Oh, that was very great. I'm gonna tear up.
She cried on ours.
Here we have Kennedy working on making her own northern lights. Debbie's gonna make one.
Aurora Borealis.
We learned that green is probably the most common color, right?
And red.
Yeah.
This is a special one because it has a lot of purple in it.
Oh, all of the cheeks are getting in on the action now, right?
Local citizens became in love with all the sports. They kind of brought.
It's not finished yet. It's not finished yet.
No, it's not finished yet, so don't critique it yet. Hold off.
We'll do it over the charcoal.
So the families have all gathered here.
This one is shot.
Looks like the kids are gonna make some s'mores. We're gonna have hot chocolate and Bailey's to add to it if you want. So everybody's just gonna hang out for a little bit. Here's Carla, busy at work, making the perfect s'mores. So what's your technique?
Patience.
Patience?
Yes. And watch for the smoke.
Oh, we gotta watch for
when
the
it
smoke.
starts to smoke, it's ready. Where's Tony? Did he leave?
I don't know, he has to come and get his first s'more ever.
Hey!
It's got them off there. You got
I know.
have leftover.
Well, Tony's got his some more made.
And he has to smash it.
Yeah, he's gotta smash it. He's gotta do the honors. That's the best part.
I just remember
He's got to eat it when it's warm.
Sarah, so what's the verdict of the perfect s'more? Look at that! Look at that gooiness coming out of there, man. You did.
Sarah, got it.
So Tony has just had his very first s'more cooked by Carla, so it's the perfect s'more. And now do you know what you've been missing your whole life? Hot chocolate and Baileys.
The horn.
The difference between horns and
It could have easily been me because I didn't know the difference. I mean, I probably was calling them the right thing, but I don't know.
We are smart. You got a mushroom? I mean,
the antlers are a yearly growth that fall off.
Yeah.
Annual milk.
Debbie just roasted a marshmallow for me to put in there.
Say when Israel